That, I'm reliably informed, is Arthur's Seat, towering over the city of Edinburgh. But whatever your vantage point tonight, I'm afraid it's Tottenham's night at the moment, not Hearts. 3 up, the visitors. Elsewhere tonight in the Europa League, Celtic 0-0. That was a 8:05 kickoff at Parkhead against FC Sion. So they're still going. Stoke have won away at FC Toon. Danny Pugh's goal gives them a very good chance of making the group phase with the second leg at the Britannia next week. Fulham also going great guns against Dnipro. They are 3-0 up. Fulham, Aaron Hughes and Clint Dempsey with 2. That's into the second half. Rangers also going well. They're 1-0 up at Maribor in Slovenia. Ortiz with the goal for Ali McCoist's men. And 0-0 Birmingham in Madeira playing the Portuguese side Nacional. So really, with the obvious exception of Hearts, a good night for British clubs at the moment. And as the players re-emerge, it would take something pretty extraordinary here, George, for Hearts to get something credible for next week, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the first thing they've got to do is when Spurs get possession to put them under pressure.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't do that, there's going to be more goals. So they've got to push up. The back four's got to push up. Midfield, they've got to go and try and mark them in. And then they might have a chance, because if they don't, they'll concede more goals. More
from George and, of course, Andy at full time. But we're all set for the second half, so let's rejoin Trevor and Clive.
Spurs have been successful in their 2 previous encounters with Scottish clubs in Europe. Went on to reach a European final each time, overcame Rangers in 1962 and Aberdeen in 73. Hearts have never met English opponents in Europe before. Played in the Anglo-Scottish Cup in the late 70s, those of you who remember that vaunted competition. But they've not been in Tottenham's league tonight at any stage. It'll be interesting to see if their approach changes in the second half. No changes to personnel. Hearts have an early throw-in inside Tottenham territory. I don't know what he's had to say. His English is okay. Templeton's there, just couldn't quite control it. Spurs looking to get back into their rhythm. You won't have been in many dressing rooms 3-0 down at half-time. Trevor, what does a manager say in those circumstances?
Well, probably once or twice in my career I did, but it's very difficult to, to turn it round at that point. I'll be interested to see what tactical difference he does make, because he really has to earn his corn just now. 3-0 down at home.
Ranger with a long throw. Sutton holds it up. Here's Templeton. And a corner kick to Hearts. No chance for Paulo Sergio to make a name for himself and win some hearts and minds tonight. Minds probably still troubled by the recent departure of Jim Jeffries. There's a free shy for him and his team. Ruffle a few English feathers. They haven't been able to do it as yet. Okay there. The law say that the ball has simply got to overhang the quadrant, doesn't even have to touch the line. Taken by Hamill. Oh, there was half a chance just for a moment for Zalewskis. Might be another opportunity. Headed across the face of goal, and it was Webster who was in there forcing another corner. This is better for Hearts.
Well, it's got the supporters on the feet, and that's a good start. Well, just kept in play there. The challenge, eventually Michael Dawson clears.
In towards Webster again, and again. Zalewskis had a swing at it. And another corner.
Well, this is what the Hearts supporters want to see. Some pressure on the Tottenham goal. A bit of a scramble there, Webster. Again, it's Dawson.
Hamill, the third time of asking. Gomez just about got fists on the ball. This is Driver. It's just a little isolated. He's managed to squeeze past 2 of them. Andrew Driver, oh, and a little flick with the near post from Stevenson. And a really heartening spell for Heart and Midlothian to lift the mood inside Tynecastle.
Well, he had to do it himself in the end. Andrew Driver didn't have any options. Poor defending from Spurs' side. I think Gomez would have had that covered. But Ryan Stevenson couldn't make a contact that was going to take it into the back of the net. A fairly simple stop for Gomez otherwise.
That's more like it. Walker. Defoe, on by Livermore. On for Stevenson to chase. Walker under pressure, and Hearts have a free kick for the foul on Sutton by Dawson.
Well, there's an opportunity again to get the ball into the box. Can someone deliver the quality that's required? Hannell's going to take it. It really is Webster or Sutton that he's going to try and pick out. Maybe Ryan Stevenson, if he can time a run in there, is too.
Both of the centre-backs are in there. It's Hamill. Gomez at full stretch under pressure from Webster. Pulls it away for a corner. Gomez looking for a free kick. Allen's getting a free kick. I don't think his positioning was particularly good. It is a foul.
Yeah, no doubt about the foul. Gomez does look a little bit uncomfortable, scrambling about on his feet there to get back. And a fairly untidy challenge from Andy Webster.
Well, Brad Friedel says he's signed for Tottenham to play first-team football. Gomez appears to have the vote going towards the opening Premier League game of the season. And now he's earning his corn on the night for the first time. Templeton, well seen by Kabul. That's a big challenge. He went through black. Yellow card for Yunus Kabul. He got the ball, but if the referee feels that he's shown undue force in getting the ball, he's entitled to do that.
It's one of those challenges that difficult to read really, because the ball's there, the leg is straight, and the studs are there, but he's touching the ball here. There's no doubt about that. Used to see those challenges all the time when I played. Now he's been squeezed out of the game.
Reckless is the definition in the rule book for a yellow card challenge, and that's how Paolo Tagliavento saw that challenge from Yunus Kabul. Gomez looking a little agitated. Looks to me as if the left-back Danny Granger might try to test him. It's Granger's free kick, and the Spurs wall did its job. He struck by Hamill at the second time of asking, and struck well wide.
And the wall doing its job. Van der Vaart was, he stopped it. But there's things in this second half for Hearts to build on. It's a lot more of the ball, putting pressure on the Spurs defence, really for the first time in the game.
This is what we expected at the start of the night. A fairly full-blooded, wholehearted approach from the home team. Granger seem to be getting the ball from front to back a bit quicker than they were in the opening period, forcing those kind of mistakes. Granger will take the throw. Put away by Walker. And now Spurs have the throw.
I'm pleased with what's happened so far in the second half. Not a goal to show for it yet, not a real clear-cut opportunity.
First Edinburgh derby of the season's only 10 days away. He'll learn a thing or two about football in this city when Hearts meet Hibs. Black. Good flick header from Templeton. The ball lost it. Gomez comes for it, but Asuakoto had to knock it to safety.
Yeah, Gomez was just not getting there. Asuakoto does a good job makes a decision.
Black turned into Asuakota. Marion Kello here has been a spectator since half-time. Stevenson. Stevenson seen off by Kabul again.
He's trying hard to get into the game, Ryan Stevenson. He's showing for the ball, keen to get involved.
This is Andrew Driver. It's a good ball to Mrovic, just in front of Black, who did have some space. Granger. Do have players of promise on both flanks. The two full-backs are quite attack-minded, and they have two genuine wingers. And this is almost the first time we've seen them get at Spurs down the sides this evening. Granger will take the throw. Sutton's on the floor at the moment. Oh, a wrestling match there. Goal kick.
He's a strong lad, John Sutton, but certainly found his match there. Walker is prepared to be pushed off the ball.
A bit more to think about. Cranshaw was taking a chance or two there, but he had the skill to get away with it.
Harry not happy with that, taking risks unnecessarily.
Walker trying to take the game back to Hearts. Whistle has gone.
Far more of an edge from Hearts, because putting that bit more effort in to win the ball back, and it's showing. They're getting the rewards for that.
Some of Harry Redknapp's words in the last couple of weeks have rather downgraded the Europa League, but he has sent both Joe Jordan and Clive Allen to watch Hearts since the draw was made. Sutton. Dealt with by Dawson. Bell to Defoe. Spurs just haven't quite got their act together since the break. Haven't been allowed to.
Yeah, the half-time interval can work for you sometimes and work against you at others, and Tottenham certainly haven't come out with the same rhythm that they had in that first half. Tom Huddleston looks like he's going to be introduced.
There are some concerns about Huddleston's ankle, which was badly damaged last November. Taught him to miss more than 5 months of last season. Hamill trying to get the cross in, which Asuakota blocks. Corner kick.
Well, they've been dangerous from 1 or 2 corners in the second half. Hearts. It's all about delivering. Granger comes across to take this one on the right-hand side.
Trouble for Spurs from an earlier series of corners in this first half. Second half, it was easy enough for Gomez. Livermore. Bell streaking ahead of him there into space. Cranshaw. Bernabart. It's another loose ball inside the Tottenham half. Templeton this time has got away from Dawson. Templeton, oh, terrific recovery by Walker. The pace that he showed there to catch up and dispossess David Templeton.
Yeah, he's a great defender, isn't he, Kyle Walker? Come on, leaps and bounds in the last 12 months. And, suffering a little bit there. This is good work from Templeton. Good feet here. But again, look at that acceleration that Kyle Walker's got in his locket.
Well, Walker's down at the moment. Huddleston is coming off of Van der Vaart. I wonder if Spurs might just wait to see how Walker is. No, there's the answer to that. Rafa's had enough. He himself has missed a bit of pre-season with an ankle problem.
He never quite picked up the pace of the second half, though, did he, Van der Vaart? See who lost the ball there, gave Hearts that chance. Good time to make the change.
Now a little bit of concern for Kyle Walker. Spurs play Manchester United on Monday. Talking to Harry Redknapp prior to the game, he felt that really Huddleston, of the injured players, or partly injured players in Huddleston's case, he's on the bench tonight, now on the field, would be fit for that game on Monday. Not quite sure where Luka Modric will be next Monday, but the likes of Crouch and Pinar and Sandro and Gallas and King and Genus, Palacios, Rose, all out of action at the moment and all unlikely to figure against Manchester United on Monday. Lennon. Just so much sharper and quicker to the ball in the second half parts.
Yeah, that'll delight Paulo Sergio, that he's had a reaction from his players. Could have been quite easily coming out and not getting the response that he wanted, but he's had that so far.
You see, he made no changes in personnel at the break, as if to say to that 11, right, you've got us into this mess, you go and sort it out. Walker, Huddleston, Defoe, and Huddleston's gone on here. Tom Huddleston. Goal kick. He thought the keeper got a touch. I must admit, that was my first instinct.
Yeah, probably was. Tom Huddleston will know that. Such an elegant footballer, isn't he, Tom Huddleston? There was the touch, I thought, there from Keller with his left hand. He doesn't strike, not many who strike a ball better than Tom Huddleston.
Spurs giving up possession inside their own half once more. Driver. Granger. It's his driver, just couldn't quite take it in his stride, but retains possession. Zaliukas. Stevenson in game chase. Just managed to catch up with it in order to prevent the ball bouncing out for a goal kick. Stephen Elliott imminent for Hearts. Charles surviving the dangerous kicking appeals. He seems to be the one who's moved a bit further forward, I think, now. Huddleston. He's got such wonderful control for a big man. He's taken on a bit too much there, though. He's won it back, and now Bale. Gareth Bale. And still Lennon belatedly arriving. It wasn't the best of passes in the end from Bale. Good control from Cranchart. Charged down by Bale. Dawson back to Gomez. Huddleston. No flag here, Bale's onside. Gareth Bale, 4-0. Spurs get back on track with a well-timed run and simple finish from Gareth Bale.
Well, he just
harsh on Hearts.
Yeah, he just felt that Hearts, though, hadn't scored in that period of play after half-time. We're always going to be punished. And what happens here is they start to play a bit. Tom Huddleston getting on the ball. And look at the run from Gareth Bale, top of picture. And it's perfectly timed. Not under pressure. There's your perfect first touch, and the second one relatively easy. But the timing of the pass and the incisive run from Gareth Bale. I'm used to seeing that so often in the Barclays Premier League. That's an easy finish.
Goals from Van der Vaart, Defoe and Livermore in the opening half an hour, added to now just after the hour by a fourth from Gareth Bale. Andrew Driver, who was in the England under-21 team a couple of years ago, has had some injury problems since then. Good to see him back in harness for Hearts, but maybe a little bit short of match fitness, and will give way to a player who fans of various English clubs will be familiar with. Stephen Elliott, in his second season here at Tynecastle after 7 years south of the border with Manchester City and Sunderland, Wolves, Preston, Norwich, comes on in his place.
Hearts can't afford to capitulate now, can they? That goal, just when they're at their most confident, we've seen them in the game, that goal comes along and maybe just puncture the confidence that they have.
Elliott's gone up front with Sutton, and Stevenson's come a little wider. Huddleston showed too much of that to Elliott, and now Templeton. Defoe. Nevermore to Asuakoto. Spurs seem to have recovered their composure. Huddleston. Bale on the move again. Cut out by Zaliukas. Foul by Kranjčar on Robiec.
It's a critical period of the game. Hearts need to get their act together again pretty quickly. Don't lose confidence. Try and get up the other end, try to hurt Spurs.
Bale managed to get back and make a challenge. And Asuakoto calmly into the path of Kranjčar. He's fouled there by Black. Spurs only won one of their opening 4 Premier League games last season. Their opening 4 Premier League games of this season: Manchester United, Manchester City, Wolves and Liverpool. Played 4 times in 10 days now. 2 games against Hearts, 2 against the 2 Manchester clubs, neither of whom have European qualifiers to worry about in midweek. Taxing start for a depleted squad. Can't afford to lose any more here.
I'm sure that'll be on Harry Redknapp's mind again. Start consulting Joe Jordan.
There's Joe in the spectacles, former Hearts manager. It was his second job in management after he'd taken Bristol City to promotion, just over 2.5 years in charge here. He split Rangers and Celtic in the 92 title race. Actually quite bitter over his sacking, I think, from Hearts. He's from the other side of Scotland, from Cleland near Motherwell, North Lanarkshire mining country. He was a Celtic fan as a boy. Livermore. Kranjčar. Huddleston loose. So Akoto has got it back. And Nasu Akoto got hurt there by that sprawling challenge from Stevenson, and Spurs will take a timeout so that he can be treated.
No doubt he was caught here on the ankle. It's there. Doesn't look like it's a bad one though. He'll be up on his feet very shortly. In fact, he is.
Spurs have got to match the benefits of getting a little bit more match fitness into the legs of players who missed out last weekend, and keeping them clear of any further injuries.
Yeah, that's one of the big problems, isn't it? The injury count. And also on a playing side, the more tired you get in a game, your quality level goes down, and that's a challenge for Spurs to keep that quality that we saw in the first half. Try and repeat it in the second half through the 90 minutes.
Tottenham substitution is going to be made. Gareth Bale is coming off, and Andros Townsend will replace him. Not Andy Townsend. Andros Townsend's got a bit more pace about him. Making a bit of life that Bale will be on duty at Old Trafford on Monday. He's got a visit to Wembley with Wales coming up very soon. And Townsend, who has been linked with Nottingham Forest and Leicester in the last week or so with a possible loan deal, has got a chance perhaps to stake a claim to a part in Tottenham's immediate plans. He impressed in his one Spurs appearance last season in an FA Cup tie against Charlton at the turn of the year, in which he scored. He's played for England up to under-19 level. Year-old Andros Townsend, number 31, play from this left-hand side.
It's a good time to come on as well, isn't it? 4-0 up. The team's having plenty of possession for attacking forward like Townsend. Good opportunity to do something special here.
Walker getting buffeted. He's very much a part of Fabio Capello's squad now, Carl Walker. Really has grown up in that season away from the club at Queen's Park Rangers and then Aston Villa. It's like he's going to be Spurs' regular right back this season.
Yeah, he was a standout in the European Championships as well. Really one of the best performers that England had. And quickly elevated into the full squad.
Kabul is forward here, along with Huddleston. Cranchard takes towards Defoe. Interesting clearance from Granger. Run back by Nico Cranchard. Townsend will have a swipe. And a bit of a shinner from Andros Townsend, who is a scorer of spectacular goals.
He just snatched at it there, a little bit excited. Tried to get it on the half volley. His timing was out.
Fans' favourite Rudy Scatchell is imminent. Stevenson, Templeton, this is Elliott, Stevenson, deflected, and Gomez able to adjust.
Yeah, the sting was just taken out the shot by the deflection. Gomez comfortable with the save.
Seen by Granger. Walker losing his footing. Granger with the throw. Walker. It's a bit of a loopy long throw.
Yeah, it's not really looked a threat, has it, all evening? The long throws from Hearts.
Here's Black. Through for Templeton. Cruncher. That's a big tackle by Granger. Dumping Cruncher on the seat of his pants right in front of Harry Redknapp.
Nico Cruncher knew that was coming, just got his feet off the ground in time.
Well, it's John Sutton who gives way to Rudy Scatchell, the Czech player in his second spell with Hearts. It was George Burley who signed him for the club 6 years ago. He followed George to Southampton for a spell. Returned a year ago and was top scorer again last season. He's 32 though now, Rudy. George had about 4 or 5 months in charge, so mainly victories. And the Spurs are picking up 1 or 2 injuries here now. Crunchar's down as Townsend attacks. Turned behind by Granger. Raised eyebrows of Cruncher. I think they feel that 1 or 2 of these challenges are almost unnecessary in the circumstances.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. 1 or 2 reckless and rash challenges coming in from the Hearts players.
Cruncher. Deep towards Dawson. Defoe was penalised for some pushing and shoving. More live football on ITV next week from the Champions League playoff round. Arsenal with a 1-goal lead to take to Northern Italy against Udinese. We start at 7:30 on ITV1 and ITV1 HD. Well, this is worrying now for Tottenham.
Well, it's a 50-50 challenge there with Ryan Stevenson as the ball came kicked up the field from Kello. Stevenson just a little bit late on Kabul. Mid-air challenge. And he falls kind of awkwardly as well.
Kabul was way off the ground when Stevenson made contact with him. Hearts haven't had the best of disciplinary records in recent years, it has to be said. Picked up a big fine from the SFA last season. Black finds Elliott. Gomez smartly down at the expense of a corner.
A decent strike from Stephen Elliott. It's one that Gomez again should deal with pretty comfortably. And to be fair, he doesn't really.
Tottenham goalkeeper will remain a debate. Hamill's corner. Good defending on the edge of the penalty area by Livermore. Townsend emerges. Now Defoe, and now Hearts are stretched. Lennon waits in the centre. Here's Aaron Lennon, fabulous goal. Classic breakaway goal for Tottenham Hotspur. They lead 5-0 at Tynecastle. One end of the field to the other in the blink of an eye. Defoe to Lennon, and it was all over.
Well, I think that's Spurs at their best when they can break like that into space. Very, very quick. Lennon quickly there. Through to Townsend. This is the ball that really makes it. And Defoe's got the pace to accelerate in there, but look at Aaron Lennon, top of picture. Makes up the ground. Can't be caught there by Granger. It's just that difference in athletic ability, really, between the players in the white shirts of Tottenham and the maroon of Hearts.
So Aaron Lennon adds his name to the list of goal scorers. Jermaine Defoe, who created it, gives way to Roman Pavlyuchenko for the closing minutes. Van der Vaart, Defoe, Livermore, Bale and Lennon, the Spurs scorers.
Oh, a hugely positive night for Harry Redknapp and Spurs. Couldn't have foreseen that there'd be 10-12 minutes left in the game, 5 goals to the good, and really have looked the part.
Those Hearts fans couldn't have foreseen it either. The way the Europa League works, 38 teams will emerge from this playoff round. They'll join the 10 losers from the Champions League playoff round. 48, 12 groups of 4 then through to the turn of the year. Top 2 in each of those groups will go through. It's 24 clubs. They'll be joined by 8 more Champions League dropouts. And we'll have the 32 for the knockout rounds in the new year. The finals in Bucharest next year, 9th of May. Spurs and Hearts currently 16 games away from getting there. Fulham have won 3-0 tonight. Stoke have won 1-0. Townsend with a grasping cross for Spurs, who lead 5-0.
It's a couple of decent crosses that Townsend has put in, as well as that ball through to Defoe for that 5th goal. He's got a turn of pace, makes to get the cross away early, and that's absolutely perfect delivery in there for a forward. Not read by Pavlyuchenko though.
We're going to see a comeback for David Obua, the Ugandan striker, who's not played under Paulo Sergio so far because of a hamstring problem. Rather wry smile for a centre forward being asked to come on at 5-0 down. Thanks, boss. You want to have a look at me, dear? Okay. Here's Hull. Stevenson. Spurs throw. Abur coming on in place of the Pole Morovic. Started the first 3 games of the season under Jim Jeffries, scored at Ibrox. Ugandan, who made his name in South Africa with the Kaizer Chiefs club in Soweto. Just over 16,000 inside Tynecastle. It is a full house for European football tonight. Hearts have been granted an increased allocation of 2,500 for the second leg next week, which you'll also see on ITV4. So there might be 1 or 2 unfamiliar names in Harry Redknapp's team next Thursday at White Hart Lane. We might just see Andy Townsend.
Indeed. It's worked out well for him though, hasn't it? I mean, this is a tie absolutely secured and in the bag. And he can decide how he wants to progress things next week. No problem at all.
Tynecastle that was rocking with noise at the start of the night. Rather more peaceful backdrop to the closing stages of the game. It's Pavlyuchenko trying to make his mark. There's a feeling there'll be 1 or 2 outgoings from White Hart Lane before the transfer window is open. Pavlyuchenko may be one of those. No more news on the imminent arrival of Emmanuel Adebayor tonight, but Harry Redknapp has made it very, very plain that he wants to do some business before September the 1st. Pavlyuchenko wasn't watching, but he still won the ball. And lost out to Webster. It's Townsend. It's worth a go.
Yeah, a busy little player, Townsend. Prepared to have a go on his right there as well. Generally a left-footed player. Got a little bit lucky here, I have to say. But certainly happy to give it a go.
Scatchell. That's what he can do. Now Hamill. He ran a long way with the ball and eventually ran into traffic.
I had to release it earlier. Hamill, it was a pass on inside. It's a bit of tiredness maybe now.
Cranchard. Showed a lot of that to Webster, who came crashing in, but it's fallen for Huddleston. Townsend. Pavlyuchenko, away by Webster. Stevenson straight at Huddleston. Pavlyuchenko. Now joining the closing stages of this match. It was all but decided in the opening half hour, by which time Spurs were 3 up. Crunch up. Led away by Zaliukas. But their football in that opening half hour was breathtaking. Have another free kick here. Granger just struck the ball out. Walker there. The yellow card is for the foul rather than for the reaction. And now there's a yellow card, not only for Templeton but for Granger too.
Well, it goes from bad to worse, doesn't it, for Hearts? 2 yellow cards right towards the end of the game. And Tottenham totally dictating play now, as they have done for the majority of the game. But as you said, Clive, that first half, getting the early goal was important, but the play that they produced was a delight to watch. Quick, accurate and incisive.
Cranchard takes, and so too does Kello. Granger got the second yellow card for kicking the ball out the prostrate Walker. Skillfully done by Asuakoto. Foul by Stevenson. You see what Hearts think about it. Scatchell making clear motions that Asuakoto died. There was just a little grab at the shirt.
Don't think Ryan Stevenson can complain. No, Scatchell did. He didn't see the hand on the shirt. But good play again from Akoto.
I think if he had the power just to bring this to a conclusion now, that might not be the best, might not be the bad thing all around, really. The scoreline is hurting Hearts, you can see that. 1 or 2 of their players are reacting to it, to their frustrations. And after that bright start to the second half by the home team, you can only really see one team adding to the tally of goals for the night. And 5 will do Spurs very nicely.
Yeah, they just needed to nab a goal really in the early stages of the second half, and we might have seen a better 45 minutes from them. But Tottenham were always in control, scored goals at the right time as well.
Scatchell to Granger. Stopped by Walker. Templeton hasn't really had a chance to shine tonight. David Templeton, by Dawson. Deathly hush descended over Borgie. Stevenson. Ooh, that was more like it. Allowed to shoot, and it wasn't very far away from Ryan Stevenson.
One of the best efforts of the night from any Hearts player, to be honest. Tottenham just switching off a little bit, giving Ryan Stevenson a little bit more room than he's been used to tonight. Gomez again probably had that covered, hadn't been on target.
His expression hasn't really changed since the break.
I think he knows it. The golfing quality is enormous. He's got to get on with the job in hand.
Will be rented at the Club Street, which means Tottenham fans should turn left when they exit the stadium and head towards Moneyfield. Hearts fans exit towards Oakley Roads.
Minutes under Andy Webster's belt. Will feel good for him. Here's a ball. Elliott. Stevenson. Hamill.
Fourth official has indicated 3 minutes of the
3 added minutes on the way.
3 minutes to play.
Livermore. No foul. Scatchell looking for Elliott. Gomez out to claim.
I think Paulo Sergio has learnt a lot about some of these players. He's had the opportunity to bring Scatchell on and Stephen Elliott. We've not seen much of them so far. And they'll be deciding of today's match and what he's seen so far, what is going to be his best 11 going forward. I don't really think the best 11 started tonight in the squad that's available to him.
Do you feel that it should be the third best team in Scotland?
Well, they're definitely the third biggest club, and the problem that they've had is this big changeover of management so many times. But the club's been going in one direction, then changing, going in another. But they did have a good season, almost threw it away last year. Just held on to that third spot, but you can see that there is a big gulf.
Carl Walker's been in the wars tonight, but he's still out there. 4 points from their opening 4 SPL games. It's got to be the immediate priority for Paulo Sergio to get Hearts up the table.
But something like this is certainly not good for confidence, is it? So he'll have his work cut out in the next few days.
Cruncher. Huddleston. Lennon on the moves, got beyond Granger. Aaron Lennon. Nico Cruncher. Lennon wants more. He's lost a little bit of its earlier zest. Pavlyuchenko. Townsend. Cruncher.
Touch of overplay from Spurs there, but again we saw the cutting pass from Tom Huddleston and the outstanding pace of Aaron Lennon, and Hearts just can't deal with that.
Two Premier League fullbacks watching warily those balls played inside for Bale and Lennon to race onto. Huddleston has the finesse to deliver them. Spurs have really delivered tonight. Rick Rusty, not a bit of it. They were out of the traps early, scored 3 times in the opening half hour. Had not only the game, but also the tie effectively won by then. Van der Vaart, Defoe and Livermore in that early period. Bale and Lennon added second-half goals. Harry Redknapp's team looked a cut above their Scottish opponents this evening. Final score at Tynecastle, Heart of Midlothian 0, Tottenham Hotspur 5.
Yep, Tottenham too good, far too good. 5 goals too good on the night, and of course more than 1 foot in the group stage as a result, with the second leg to come with us next week. Tottenham impressive, Hearts look like a team in transition, which of course they almost always are. The thoughts of Andy and George and reaction from those involved, and a roundup of the night's action, all still to come.